What's going on, folks? Jeff London back with another video. Before we jump into the video, folks, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna give you some valuable information. In return, I just ask that you do one of those things. You like, you subscribe, you comment, blah, 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 blah. Today's video is about, I'm gonna tell you why your body isn't changing. And I'm gonna do two of these videos. This one's about muscle, right? If you're looking to build muscle, add muscle to your frame, why those things aren't happening to you. And it's always these things for most people. You wanna watch it to the end, because I always save the best tip for last at the end of the video. All right, so tip number one, why your body isn't changing, is because you're doing the same workouts consistently. You're not changing anything. You may change the weight from time to time, but you're doing the same exact thing over and over and over. And I did this for maybe 10 years. I had the same routine. And you know what? It's counterintuitive, because that routine is what got my body to change initially. So I just kept doing it. But that's not how it works. Your body will adapt and plateau, and your gains will be very minimal. So you have to switch up your workouts. You cannot do the same things all the time. So you need to know how to program, so to speak. It's called periodization. It's a funny way, it's a weird term, but it's basically a workout program. And your workout program, you can't do the same stuff all the time, because the body stops adapting and needs a different type of stimulus. And then also, you could get injured, man, if you keep lifting the same exact way, working those same muscles and the same movements all the time. And that's happened to me too. So I plateaued and I've been injured multiple times because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So that's tip number one, get a different program. So, and look, man, sometimes you got to even spend money. I had to spend money to learn this, but I spent money by like reading textbooks. But if there's somebody you trust and they could create programs, buy a program, man. It's 50 bucks. Try it out. You know, you spend 50 bucks in a couple hours at the bar, go spend it on your body. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's tip number one, change your workouts. Tip number two, folks, I talk about this. I've been talking about this a lot more because it's like a common trend. It crosses over to every goal. But you need to get your reps and sets right, folks. You cannot be you're doing too little reps. I was guilty of this too. And the reason why I have this channel is because I'm just a regular guy. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm just a regular guy who's just working out, trying to get in shape. And I kept getting frustrated, banging my head on the wall, because my body wasn't changing the way I wanted it to change. So I just started learning about how to change my body on a scientific level, and then I got good at it. So I'm just like you, right? I didn't go to school for this or none of this stuff. I'm exactly like you. We're in the same ballpark. So I used to just stay low on my reps, 6 to 8 reps, 5 reps, and I was lifting heavier weight. I was getting stronger, but my body wasn't changing the way it wasn't changing. And now I know it's because I wasn't doing enough reps. So you want to stay between 10 and 12 reps. Don't go over that. All right, 10 to 12 reps, that's going to get you specifically 12. All right, so, and another thing that I didn't know, and you should know this too, is that you also have to adjust the weight. So if you're doing 4 sets of something, you got to adjust the weight, because you're probably not going to be able to lift that weight 12 times over a course of 4 sets. So you'll have to reduce the weight a little bit to ensure you get to 12 reps, if that makes sense. Next tip, diet, man. I don't like talking about diet anymore. People are just so dogmatic about diets. But I'll tell you this, the one thing I will say about diet today is that you need protein, man. Your muscle is protein. That's what it is. When you consume protein, your body uses it to create muscle. And you need to get enough protein. And the thing is that people think they're getting enough protein, but you're definitely, I'm almost positive you're not getting enough protein to meet your goals. And your body, if you consumed more protein, you'd see your body change instantly. And it needs that. It needs that to build muscle. So consume more protein. Look, there's a lot of different information. The amount of protein you should consume, that varies based on your goal. I'll do a whole nother video on about exactly how much protein you should be getting. And then the last tip, folks, is cardio. Some of you guys are way too active. A guy asked me recently about at the park. He asked me, he's like, hey man, I'm trying to gain weight, but I've been losing weight. I've been out here, I'm here consistently. But then I'm like, hey man, you gotta slow. He's like, I'm super active. I'm like, hey, the short answer is you gotta eat more, right? If you want, that's the short answer. But I also saw him playing basketball. He was playing basketball the other day. And I'm just like, hey man, that's good. You can do cardio, but if your main focus is to build muscle and put on some weight, you want to you just want to focus on that for a minute, all right? So you're going to have to chill on the cardio. You can't be playing ball in 90-degree weather, you know, and moving and trying to cross people over in 90-degree weather. That's not in line with your goals. So you gotta pick your poison for a minute. I think it's important to do some cardio, but if you're struggling to gain mass, you gotta just focus on that, all right? So one thing at a time. All right, and the last tip, folks, and most important tip is eccentric training, right? And that's just basically where you lower the weight slowly. And eccentric is when the muscle lengthens, right? An example of an eccentric lift is if you're doing a pull-up and then you come down slow on the pull-up. If you're doing a bicep curl, come down slow on the bicep curl. That's eccentric training. And what happens is you create micro damage. You basically build more muscle. Make a long story short, let's not get all scientific. You build more muscle when you do eccentric training. All right. So a lot of people get underweight. They say, I'm moving it. I'm killing it in the gym. I'm killing it. I'm lifting weights fast. I think I'm a big guy. But that is not going to that's going to help. That's effective. But if you want to build muscle, you want to slow that stuff down, my man. Come down slow on the bench press. Come down slow on the pull-up. Come down slow on the bicep curl. All right, so my rule of thumb for you, I would say anywhere between 3 and 4 seconds on the way down. And you don't have to do that for the rest of your life. You could do that for about 2 or 3 weeks. You say, hey, for 2 weeks, I'm working on strictly eccentric training. Every time I'm in here, everything is slow on the way down. I'm telling you, this stuff is so effective. This will get you over the hump. It's with eccentric training. All right, folks, listen, I know that was somewhat of a longer video, but whatever. You know what I mean? The information was good. If you thought it was good, do me a favor, folks. Hit that subscribe. Damn, I'm looking good right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hey!